Hodge, we're going to discuss that ordinance. I am going to remove that, do away with that ordinance, and we're going to do amendment
Okay,
on the ordinance that we already have.
okay, all right.
So Mr. Carr be here to speak on it, I guess at 5,
Okay.
or Mr. Hodge, one or the other, can talk about what we're going to do.
And Chief, you and I have talked about number 2 on the U-Bar. And I think you've got some information. Y'all have had a good conversation. You're positive with them.
Yes, sir, we are. We met with them and their attorney.
I don't think they're in here now, are they?
Yes, they're here.
They're back there. I see you. Okay. Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir. So we met with them, came to an agreement on some terms on how they're going to operate their business. They're not going to utilize the patio any longer, and we've discussed some of the other activity that's going on. We're going to work together to make sure that they have their businesses running
Well,
smoothly.
let me just say, you got something you want to hand out. We appreciate you doing that.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
sir. The only thing we didn't discuss is their hours of operation, so I think that maybe we could touch on that and figure out what the hours of operation are going to be.
Okay. Hours of operation. That was. What was that? What's the hours of operation?
We'll be closing at 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
Yes, sir.
And that adheres to our rules. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay.
Mr. President, I have a question.
Okay, good.
Chief, did we ever fix our off-duty pay for, we've had a conversation, in the past, how working at a club off-duty is different than working at a bank or something. I'm talking about the, you know what I'm talking about, Chief? Yes, sir.
No, we haven't, and I know that we discussed that, and I need to probably get with Stacy to see how we can push that forward with a recommendation from the council on that as well.
Would you want something from us? Would that be?
Let me get with Stacy first,
Okay.
and then I will confer with you and then the council.
And what I was talking about, Mr. President, is it's a little different working at a club versus sitting in a Winn-Dixie parking lot.
Right.
I think they need to be. I think the officers.
I think
need
you
to
gotta
be
go-
paid appropriately.
Make sure we get through legal.
Okay.
And so part of that, as we move forward, when we talk to these business owners, we got to let them know up front of that
What you gonna do.
that pay increase, so
Okay.
to speak, for off duty, and what we can do. Okay.
Okay.
Very good, Chief. All right.
So, Mr. Jim, are we gonna go forward with them tonight?
Yeah, well, I want to go ahead and, I'm okay with this. The police are satisfied that they've got a plan. They have told the police that they will follow that plan. I'm supporting what the police tell me. You're in my district, so I'm okay with it as long as the police are happy, okay? Police are happy, I'm happy. Yeah?
Thank you.
And so we appreciate that, and I don't know there's any reason you stay here for the other meeting. I think we know what we're going to do, and I know what we're going to do. I'm happy, the police are happy. So if y'all
Did
would
we have
like...
a public hearing already, Mr. Durant?
Huh?
Did we have a public hearing?
Yeah, it's
did?
all,
Okay.
it's old business, so there's no, we don't have to have a public hearing on it today, so. Any reason to keep them here? Brenda,
Sir?
any reason to keep them here?
No, sir, it's not a hearing.
Okay, well, y'all are
It's just
free
a
to go.
resolution approving their business.
We'll take care of you. I'm good, but make sure the police department's happy, okay? I'm happy. Very good, thank you. All right, Mr. Calhoun, you had number 3.
Yes, Mr. President, I'm gonna hold it up. I'm still in working with Mr. Carr and Mr. Conway on how we're gonna implement it. So we'll just keep it on the agenda for another 2 weeks.
Okay. And number 4 is the canvas, and we do that at the regular meeting?
Yes, sir, we'll have to do it at the regular meeting.
Okay. And number 5 is
And
we,
then she'll be sworn in, and then
At-
she'll take her seat.
at the regular meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Number 6 is Mr. Griffin, and we'll set that time for him on the 18th at 5 p.m.
And I put a substitute
Yeah.
for y'all on that also, because there was an error. I left some wrong information in there, and that's just correcting that one line that I
Okay.
highlighted.
All right?
Hey, Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
on number 6, have they made any progress?
Yeah.
Have they?
We'll see what the, I think they made progress already, yeah, but I haven't been out there.
This the first time they coming before us. This a different kind of.
Milam's
Yeah,
here.
That's not, is that yours? Is this yours?
Chief Milam is here if you want to report from him.
Yeah, this is a different one than the
Okay.
one.
It's a different, this is one at Hunter Station.
Yeah.
This is Hunter Station.
The stuff that was coming before us before, they finished
Yeah,
all
they,
that.
I saw pallet company, you're right.
Yeah, this a different.
Hey, but while you're up there, have they made any, the previous pallet company, have they made any, headway?
No, sir, they have not, according to the drone footage we have, and we haven't heard anything from them as well. That's the American pallet, which one
Right,
you're
that's the
talking
one that
about.
was here last time.
Right, Furnace Street, yes, that's
Okay.
correct. Y'all want me to tell you about Southeast Pallet?
southeast, yeah, you tell them what's going on.
Okay, pretty much received a complaint call on it. I kind of give you a quick rundown on it, about materials being piled up in the front of the business. Got there, we completed a inspection. He had several fire code inspections. We gave Mr. Griffin, Woody Griffin, exactly 14 days to get it done. Really didn't, he moved some of his, he moved about 1/3 to 1/2 of combustible piles, and he still had all his life safety fire code violations still present, you know, up on them 14 days, which we gave him that much time to get it done. As of the 29th, he hadn't made much progress as of whatsoever. Which y'all know we had on July 8th, 2011, we had a major second alarm fire there due to build-up combustible materials and pallets as well. August 2nd, 2012, we also had another second alarm fire there, so 2 years back to back, and I know that's been some time. But as this goes along, this is what caused the first two, and so what we're trying to do is get it cleaned up. And like I said, you know, this is he still has a lot of violations to correct. This kind of an update, he come in my office about 2 o'clock today, and kind of gave me a rundown of what he's going to do. He plans on having everything cleaned up by Friday. That's what he said, which I can't take that, you know, until he has done it. So that's where we're at on it as far as that goes.
Let's see what he does by Friday.
Yeah, and like I said, I got a video to show if y'all would like to see it now, or you want to see it at 5, or, you know, it's,
We'll watch it when he here so he can see.
How you want to see it?
When he come here. Mr.
He won't
Phillips,
be here today.
He won't?
No,
no.
Oh, he won't be here today?
no, he's just calling for show calls on the 18th.
okay.
So on the 18th he would show up then.
But he still has a lot of violations left as far as combustible materials and piles and
Yeah.
everything like that, and violations that, you know, fire alarm, sprinkler, and stuff of that nature. However, like I said, you know, if he gets it cleaned up before his show call's hearing, we'll be fine with it. However, if he does not, we're going to have that recommended of suspend his license if he
Okay.
don't complete all his violations, you know, and that's where we're at with it.
That's fair enough.
I got a quick question before
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
I meant real quick. You know, the other company, you weren't able to drive down the property if a fire had broken out because it was so, is his property spaced out like it's supposed to be? You can't get.
It is. You can drive in the front of it. He has his pile down in the front. He also has a back way to get in the back side of it as well. But with some of his piles that he has in the back, and if we had the video up, like I said, you could see if he separates them piles, you would have that access, which he does have that access. He just needs to separate the piles in the back as well, which would help us out as far as separating the material.
Okay, sounds
Okay,
good.
good deal. Okay, number 7. I guess it's a change of ownership on number 7. I know they've had a liquor license there.
And
Everybody
they've paid all of their sales tax that was
Huh?
due. And they've paid all of their sales tax that was due on
Oh, they
7
were
and 8.
behind?
On 7 and 8, they've both paid their sales tax that was past due.
They did that about 5 years ago, didn't they? I remember this same one that did that. Okay, they paid up though. That's good. I think it's a different owner or different operator. Yeah, okay. That's in years ago. That's you, CC?
This is mine.
Oh, Carmichael.
Carmichael Road is me. Yeah.
That's you, Cap, CC? Okay. All right. Number 8, liquor license for Troy Highway, quick serve. That's you? Oh, you okay? All right. And number 9 is the Hoka House on North Burbank. That's in mine. I'm okay with that.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jim.
Huh? Okay, I'm okay. Okay, and then number 10, tearing them down, got 5 to tear down there. See if anybody's got a problem with that. And then 11, 12, these locations for your abatements. Okay, all right. Okay, we have 2 people. Is Natasha Foster here, please? Natasha, there you are, the YMCA person. Good.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
As the students of the Y Achievers program passed out an information sheet, we spoke in front of this council before about our YMCA Achievers program, which is a middle and high school program that is college and career readiness. Over 150 students have participated in our program with a 100% graduation rate. These students have went to college all over the state, all over the country, full rides to universities and to the military. Today we just want the council to know that we're continuing our work working with these great students, and we've touched all 7 traditional high schools, including magnet schools in our program. And we want to definitely keep this going. It's the perfect example of a return on investment in our community. Today I have 2 students, Ms. Jordan Yates, who's actually an alumni of Achievers, and she's now a freshman at Troy University, and Ms. Faith Gaston, that is a senior here at BTW, and they just want to introduce themselves and speak on the Achievers' behalf.
Good evening. My name is Jordan Yates. I am a 2020 graduate of Carver Senior High School, and I currently attend Troy University, where I major in elementary education. I have been a part of the Y Achievers since 9th grade. It has had a positive impact on my life. The Y Achievers program has granted me many community service opportunities and career opportunities. During my time in the program, I have had college tours, taken ACT prep classes, lifeguard course trainings, and more. My personal favorite college tour was the Birmingham College Tours, where we visited University of Montebello, Sanford University, Birmingham Southern College, and University of Alabama at Birmingham. This program has really helped me, and not only me, but at like different schools, and it has had a positive impact on everybody. It has helped me with my leadership skills. Currently, I'm part of Miss Elite Society at Troy University, and it has helped me grow as a person, and yeah.
Pretty good. You're a freshman at Troy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm an alumni of Troy, and I couldn't have done that when I was a freshman, okay?
Me too.
So
Troy
you got,
alumni.
I can talk now. I found it 50 years later. But anyway, congratulations on being in Troy.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
My name is Faith Gatson, a senior at the Booker T. Washington Magnet High School, located here in Montgomery, Alabama. And I will be entering Alabama A&M University this fall to earn my BS in marketing. The Y Achievers has really changed my life as far as leadership skills. When I entered the Y Achievers in the 9th grade, I was never timid, I was never shy, but it actually brought out the best in me. It has allowed me to become active in my community. Several volunteer opportunities that I would not have found important prior to Y Achievers. It has shown me the importance of being active in my community, being active in my school, being active in my church home. The Martin Luther King recent cleanup that we do every year with the Y Achievers, that was one of many that I have participated in, as well as the Y Achievers with the college tours. Actually, Tuskegee University was my second choice, and I found my love for Tuskegee with the Y Achievers, so I can't be more grateful. Just the relationships that we have at Y Achievers, I feel like it's home whenever I need a letter of recommendation, ACT prep, whatever I need, and not even just at Southeast Y, at all the local Ys. We're really a family, and I'm so glad that I decided to be a part of this program and even attain leadership positions at the Y Achievers as the Y chaplain. It has allowed me to become more active in my school groups. such as Ladies of Excellence, Future Business Leaders of America, National Honor Society, and just the list goes on and on. So I really appreciate Y Achievers for everything it has done for me, and that's all. Thank you.
So thank you all. Thank you for your community leadership. Thank you, CC, sponsoring us being here today. Thank you, Councilman Graham, for all your support. And so on the sponsorship levels, it gives some ideas of what you can do to support the Y Achievers, and we hope to hear from you guys soon.
One question: How are your students selected?
Just by reference, really the kids coming through our YMCA's and seeing, it's just not a basketball program, like you understand, it's just not a youth and government program. We want to really invest in our youth, and we do focus on first generation high school graduates. So those kids that may not have the knowledge of how to do it, we give them those resources. So.
And just to add on, she said it costs about $9,000 to do what they're doing in summer with them. Mm-hmm. So that's just $1,000 per council district. That's
yes,
not a lot of money.
That's correct.
That's right. That's what she asking for, y'all. We could do it.
That's your ask, Natasha?
Yes.
That's your ask, 9,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds like a good idea.
Audrey gonna start off with 4,000.
All right. Yes.
Me and Sissy gonna bust it straight down the middle. We got it.
It's gonna be a bid. If I got five here.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for what you do. Mr. Maynard?
How y'all doing? Thank you for your time.
You can pull your mask down, we can hear you better.
Sorry?
Pull your mask down and pull the
yes,
mic
sir.
up so we can hear you. Get
Yes,
the
sir.
mic up so we can hear you.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your time. Keep this brief. Next slide, please. My mom lives on the corner of Delray Road and Marie Cook Drive. Please go next slide. Okay. I'm sorry, go ahead and go to the third slide, please. Thank you. At 3 a.m. on Saturday, April 24th, her house was hit by a pickup truck. It appears to have lost control, run off of Delray Road and into the side of her house. Next slide, please. One bedroom and both of her bathrooms were destroyed, and had she been in either of those rooms, she would not be with us today. Next slide, please. She said it sounded like an explosion when the truck hit. Water was spraying from the bathroom broken fixtures, and there was a gas leak. Next slide, please. Yeah, the gas meter was on the right side of the house. I'm sorry, well, this is the left side, but it was on the right of that. He hit that, and natural gas was leaking for over a half hour. The wrecker had to move the truck before Spire could cap the gas line, and we thank God that there wasn't a spark when they moved it. Next slide, please. The driver climbed out of this truck and fled the scene before police arrived. We're still working with them and with Alpha to help them investigate. Next, please. All right, you can see here the driver was going so fast that he flew over that embankment and clipped the top of her fence without touching the embankment at all. Next slide, please. You can see here he was coming from Gunner. There are no tire marks until he got into the backyard. He then drove through the yard, ran over a bush, flipped sideways, and rammed into the side of the house. This is not the first time over the course I'm 44, my mom's been there at least 45 years, and this is not the first time that anyone has run off of Delray Road and into the yard. It's happened numerous times over the years, and it's the second time that it's happened within the last year. In December, a driver's tire blew out, he lost control, and hit just the fence. She got it repaired right before this happened, but this is certainly the most dangerous incident, and it's the reason why I'm here. This section of Delray Road is dangerous to drivers and dangerous for residents, and it's getting worse, and I'm here to ask the City Council to take action to protect both drivers and residents. Next slide, please. My proposal would be some type of barricade alongside Delray Road, whether it be concrete, cable barrier, bollards, or guardrail. Something at the street level is required to keep drivers from leaving the road. On this survey that I have here, you can see from Delray Road, there's a 50-foot right-of-way, so the area between her fence and Delray Road is technically city property. Next slide, please. There's also a second issue that we have that I believe is very related. We have an issue with people speeding and drag racing on our streets. I'm only going to play the first video today. The second is longer, but I can describe it. The first video, go ahead and play it, please. This is on Delray Road near Beardsley. People are drag racing, peeling out. We hear this nearly every night. I believe so.
Is that heading towards the base or away from the base? This place, that came from the 3800 block of Beardsley, that's heading towards Delray Road, going south.
By the way, this is Ethan Ash. He's a friend of mine and also lives in the neighborhood. In the second video, I'm not going to ask you to play it. It's a longer video, but the noise is so loud that it set off a doorbell camera. And then about 3 minutes later, you can hear helicopters coming. I presume they're either looking for the drivers or patrolling the area. And like I said, this is almost nightly now. Next slide, please. I would like to see more patrols, more police patrols, but I understand that police can only be in so many places at one time. And we appreciate everything they do. And it is my belief that preventative measures could be a help. Things like barricades and well-placed speed humps along Delray Road, I believe would help alleviate the situation. It's kind of hard to see this map, but one near Berkshire Drive, this is going north from the Atlanta Highway towards Gunner. So that would be Berkshire Drive. That would be, the second one would be between Royal Crest and Oak, and the third between Elm and Marie Cook near the drainage ditch. I think that would go a long way towards keeping traffic at the 30 miles per hour that's posted as opposed to people speeding. And if you, next slide, please. This is another incident where somebody left the road and went into somebody's house or somebody's yard and almost hit their house. While I don't think the person that hit my mom's house was drag racing, I do believe that it's related. It's only a matter of time before somebody loses control and runs off and somebody gets killed or severely hurt. And then the last few slides are just comments I got from people on Facebook talking about where there are other issues with speeding and racing. And I'm sure I would have more of these people here when the COVID restrictions are lifted. I believe I'll have a lot more support here. Ethan, do you have anything to add?
Can you go back to slide 9?
Slide 9.
Is it possible to have a guardrail installed? Who would I maintenance or
Somebody on this side.
on that side? I mean, if that city property is not fenced up at Delray Road, what would it take to have a guardrail? You know, just maybe from the mountain, Marie goes down.
Let Chris Conway look at it. Let Chris Conway look at it, see what he do with it. It may be a county road. It may be a situation with county does too. I don't see him here, but we can have him look at it.
It's a federal road, but it's controlled by the city, so it might be eligible for MPO, something that we could do through MPO.
Good deal, okay.
Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
One comment. This is a terrible issue, and thank you for coming to speak. I have a similar issue with these same type of patterns. A poor resident on Woodley Road, which is in my district, there's a little jog that goes left, and so you have racing activity, people looking at their phones, and they just don't turn, and so a person's home has been run into 3 times in the last couple of months.
Right.
So this is a pattern of activity that's happening across the city. Going way too fast, either impaired, maybe not impaired, but definitely cell phone impaired, not including possibly being impaired on that. So this is part of a broader conversation that we all need to have and look into all across the city.
There's certainly precedent for it. I know on Waresbury Road, right before you get to the bypass, there's a curve that's always been pretty dangerous. Right by, there's a ditch right by there, and they've put up guardrails there to prevent people from running into that ditch. So it's not unheard of to put up guardrails. Would you like to add anything?
Yes, I would. Like Cruz said,
This has progressively gotten worse over the past year. When COVID hit, the back gate of Gunner was shut down, so all military traffic was shut down going on to base, other than from Congressman Dixon Drive. Word got out quick that this was a straightaway road, and it was wide open, and people are starting to drag race, and it's all times of night. We do know of other cities that are using a method called neighborhood traffic calming, implementing speed humps, signs. But if you go back to that video, those guys had no regard for a traffic light. It's not going to stop these people. We have barriers to come in here. It helps keep us all safe. Law-abiding citizens are going to abide by the sign out front. But there's a reason why I had to go through Montgomery. There's a reason why we got Montgomery's finest in here. These barriers work, and it's progressively getting worse. Like I said, over the past year, it was a fence. Now it's his mother's house, and before too long, it's going to be somebody getting killed. So if maybe a census of where these citations are being written could be pulled up, or we could implement these neighborhood traffic calming barriers, I think that would be wise. Thank you.
Okay, we'll be looking at it. Okay. Thank
his-
y'all for coming.
I need his name for the record.
Yeah.
My name's Ethan Ash.
Mr. Ashton, Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
what time, I know you're saying it was all times of night, do we have any idea what the drag racing going on?
That clip was at 8:32. The other night, it was around 10:45, and on my off day, I saw it just shy of when kids were getting out of school. If you go up that hill right there, approximately a quarter of a mile, is Delray Elementary.
Okay.
That'd be tragic for a child who's walking home. And you see it's an incline, especially coming from this direction. They really can accelerate.
Okay.
Someone's going to get killed.
Chief? Yes, sir. Do we have any kind of speed details that we're looking at to try to address these type issues throughout the city of Montgomery?
Yes, we do. I have Victor Hall with me, and we prioritize these complaints throughout the city. Recently, we've gotten an increase of number of traffic concerns in the Delray community, and we are working on that as we speak. Hours vary, but anytime at night, we will have our extra manpower out there. So we're expanding our hours beyond 2 in the morning, so just to address those issues. But prior to that, we're going to try to get out there on all sides of the city. I know that Clay McGinnis mentioned a location, and we have some increased patrol over there, as well as Mitchell and most of you guys.
Right.
So we're working on that, and we're going to get his number, good information. We do like the bearers, any common mechanism to kind of help us out. But the issue that we do have is these due regards for behavior on the roadway, and we do have those drag and racing details every at least 3 times a week.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, very good. Anybody else? Thank y'all for being here. Appreciate you. Okay, council, I think that's our agenda for now. We'll adjourn the meeting till 5 o'clock.